right, welcome back again to my channel. Today I'm excited to have with me Lady Salomey from EZRA Wellness. We're going to talk about couples and weight loss, and stay tuned for interesting facts. Lady Salomey, you are so welcome to my channel.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yes, if you don't know, Lady Salomey is the lady in charge of EZRA Wellness. She has a YouTube channel with many followers. Please go on and subscribe to her channel. The link is up there. The link is below, everywhere. Please go there and follow her to get important tips on healthy living and wellness. And please stay tuned as we delve into different things you're going to learn about health and weight loss and your couple. Stay tuned. And I'm struggling. So if you're here and you've been struggling, honey, I'm struggling with you.
That's it.
And we are learning together. That's the good thing, that Lady Salomey has been giving us important tips, and I'm excited to come on. We're gonna get the tips today, and next time I'm bringing my husband, and then you're gonna see the transformation. It's hard. What if your partner is not on board? Like maybe my husband wants to start losing weight, but I just want to eat fufu. I just want to, eat my PC, not just one bite, but the whole nine. I just want to have my oxtail and my meat and everything, especially this holiday season. Maybe after the holiday, please. When we get to 2021, what are some of the tips that you can share with us about that?
What I normally say is that when it comes to the weight loss, when I'm talking to couples, I say, normally, if you want to start as a woman and your husband is not ready to join on board, I would say start on your own first. Because I'm not saying it's going to be very easy or very simple. When I started doing this diet, my husband, he's naturally skinny, so he did not need to be on a diet. I was the one that had 3 children and I was blowing out of my clothes. So I was the one that needed to get in shape. So when I started, in the beginning, I did not really kind of force him to join. I said, hey, honey, this is what I found online. I really want to try it out. He said, okay, go ahead. So, I started the first week when I was doing the cleansing, and on the weekend, normally I'll make the fufu and we all eat together. But this weekend, when I made the fufu, he said, oh, are you joining? I said, no. He said, what? I said, no. I told you I'm doing this diet. He said, what? Oh, so everybody's going to die and you are the only one going to live? We are all joining in the diet.
You're not going to leave us, man.
That's it. So that is how he joined in, and then he had blood pressure issues, and by God's grace, once he started, right now he's off his medication. So it's like, hey, even though he looks skinny, he had his own issue. But I did not force him to join in, because, this is a way of eating that we have to make it a life. So honestly, you cannot force him to join. I always say we women, and you agree with me, Mrs. Kiss, we have a lot of issues as women. We are the one that get pregnant. Everything comes for women. We have a lot of organs that put us at risk for a lot of diseases. Because of that, I always say you start first. And he would join in, because sometimes they want to see if you could do it,
Well, that's amazing. And I like what you said when you said that you have to start first. Whoever comes up with the idea of weight loss have to start first. There is no need to force your partner to engage in something that they are not ready for, even if it's good for them. And I like that you had started, and your husband is a good guy because he saw it from a different angle. Somebody would have been like, you know what, honey, you're going to be on your own. This food is going down and you're going to make it every day. So, make sure that you start on your own and be a role model. I think you had been a good role model for that. And I think those things are good. And also, how do you...
With the kids, what I did was no sugary drink in the house. That one they know. So no juices. It's all water. Everybody agrees to that, and they all drink water. And then also I made sure I don't have sugar, and they will have their snack and stuff. But I make sure all the time that they have regular food first.
That's amazing, because I think one tip that we can share with all our audience is maybe you should try to start reading on the labels of what you're eating. You know,
That's it.
you should be mindful of the content, what you're putting into your body.
That's
Because, you know, all this logoligi that you're going to feel it. If you don't have a healthy body, you won't have the peace of mind.
Oh, no. That's the well, you know, we know when you talk about marriage, you talk about sex, and it's part of it, and it's the truth. As couples, it's on one area that we all have to make sure that it's working really well. And there's a lot of issues, even when you don't eat right. There is a lot of things that could happen in that area, and people are laughing around there. They're not really happy. The other day, I was on this radio station. We were talking about erectile dysfunction, and it's like it's real. It's out there. And it's really prevalent in our community because blood pressure issues is really big. And you know, when it comes to blood pressure issues, is the number one cause of that issue in the area, because whatever is happening in the heart is so happening down there. So these are things that we know we have to be mindful of. So when we talk about eating healthy, and if you haven't started to eat healthy, you wouldn't know the effects of food on your body. But once you start to, you will be surprised how much food affects us.
Would you say that good health affects our sex drive? And, you know, please, Bohobie, you know, let us know. Because I know when you said it, people like, who? Huh?
For real, Mrs. Kiss, it does. Think about it. When you are overweight, you are tired. All the time you feel fatigued. So after you run around with 3 kids, 2 kids, 1 kid all day, or even if you don't have children yet, you go to work, you work your 16, 12-hour, 8-hour shift, you come home, you cook dinner, you do this, you're very tired. So I'm telling you, that thing is the last thing on your mind.
Right.
But if you lose weight and you're feeling energetic, and after running around all day long, you still have energy, I'm telling you, yours as a woman will go up the same way the man will go up. And I'm telling you, one lady was like, oh, auntie, I will lose weight because, you know, Elder too like a sexy woman. I said, ha. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes we try to make something through spiritual, but sometimes, you know, with the men, what they see, it's pretty big. And, you know, they will tell you, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry. But they're lying. I'm telling you. They are.
Please don't let your husband deceive you and say, don't worry about it. Please worry about it. That's what they say. He will say, oh, they'll steal glasses.
That's it. He will be saying, oh, that's fine. Honey, that is not fine. You know it's not fine. He knows it's not fine. But, you know, he cannot talk so bad about it because he realized that you had his kids, that these weights came on. It's not something that you did on purpose. Sometimes it's not all about eating. You know, it's after the kids. That's normally when the weights creep up on us. And when we are getting older, after 40, you know, hormonal changes and stuff, it's very hard to share the weight. So, you know, he have to be sensitive. So he will say, oh, honey, that's okay, honey. Oh, no. Honey, you know, he keeps saying that, but when you start to lose it, he's the same way, oh, honey, you really look good.
You'll be enjoying it.
That's it.
And you will enjoy it too, you know.
Definitely.
So it's not one-way street. It's a two-way street.
So, Mrs. Case, from your point of view, how is a husband going to support the wife, especially, you know, when we're talking about the weight loss, I'm looking more at the women.
Yes, you know, you can support your partner by urging them on, you know, the little, you know, in weight loss and eating healthy, it doesn't come on overnight. No. So they may lose 1 pound today. They may still stay at the same weight for the next week, but you need to say, oh, wow, that's awesome. You've done a great job. 1 pound. That's all. You know, you need to be involved. You need to give compliments of how they are doing. You need to also, you know, encourage them to, you know, learn about it, be part of it. As I said, involving yourself in their journey, even if you're not ready to do it, involving yourself and giving compliments and trying not to laugh and ridicule at them. Sometimes you can make light of other things and say, hey, you know, this your fufu, this your cauliflower fufu, it's interesting though, you know, be part of it, you know, make comments, but try not to be degrading. try not to ridicule, try not to make fun, but suggest ways and proper ways of doing it. And I think that will go a long way for your partner to be successful in weight loss.
Definitely.
This one you are putting me in a, because I have to start doing this. And 6 months back, people are coming to look at me.
That's it. Well, you'll be the motivation for 2021.
That's right. Everybody look.
When people see you and they see that you've lost all this weight, they see your pictures before and after, and people are like, oh my goodness, they want to lose this weight overnight. But what I always say is that, remember, you did not put on this weight overnight. You must have put on this weight a little bit at a time. When you want to lose weight and you want the weight loss to last, it's slow and steady. Right. And that is the way to go. Because remember, when you put on that weight, sometimes that fats that you have on also carry the toxins that is in the body. Because when you have like mercury and stuff, they are not floating around in your blood. The body stores it in the fat area to keep you healthy. Right. So all these fats sometimes store toxins. So when you're losing it, you want to lose a little bit at a time. So you release a little bit of toxins in the blood at a time for the body to get rid of it. Then a little bit more release. So if you want to lose weight, you want to go slow and steady way to go. You do your cleanse, you lose 10 pounds. Then going forward, you lose 1 pound here, 2 pounds there. Plus, you don't want to look saggy, with all skins hanging over after you lost your weight. You want to do it slow and steady, so things will be tightened up as you going, Because it took me 6 months to lose 30 pounds. So so if you are, let's say, 100 pounds overweight, I don't encourage that you lose the whole 100 pounds in a year. That would be too quick. Right. You got to spread it out, give your body time, lose it a little bit at a time. What I always say to clients is that make sure every week you're losing a little bit, That's it. You're not gaining, but you're losing. If it's 1 pound, 2 pounds, you're good. Take your time. This is not a race. You took 10 years to pack on that pounds. Absolutely. You will not lose it in a month. Right. And it will not be healthy for you anyway. Right. That's one thing that I want people to also take care of. So if you're making your resolution that you're going to lose weight 2021, it's a little bit at a time. And I don't want you to be discouraged. Once that you're doing it a little bit at a time, you're good to go. So you don't need to worry at all. Okay, Lady Salomey, let me ask you this. What are some of your suggestions for, things or foods? I know that you mentioned earlier on about things that, kids can eat. You did mention about the alternative yogurts and the almonds and everything. But what would you suggest, things that couples can eat together, that is a gradual way of, introducing healthy choices in your diet? Okay. What I would say is that when it comes to couples, where to start? And I always say that when the two of you sit down and agree on it. For me, I normally go for the shopping. If I need something and my husband will go, I give him the list what to buy and he will buy them. Right. So the two of you have to agree that 2021 we're going to stop drinking juices and sugary drinks. Right. I'm telling you, when you take that alone from the house, you will be surprised how much weight you will lose, and the kids that are overweight too will lose it. Because some of our kids, even when they're eating our own traditional food with the pepper, they still want to drink juice. Yes. Yeah, that is how some families, they don't even drink water. But your body needs so much water to flush things out. So even when you start to take sugar out of the house, it's great. The next thing that I would recommend is that most of the time, people don't know. Gluten sensitivity is out there, is big. It's big. Because the wheat that we are eating now has been so genetically modified that it's not the wheat that our ancestors eat long time ago. So if you're really struggling with your weight or you have any health condition, you also want to take wheat from your diet. You'll be surprised how much weight you will lose. Just even taking sugar and wheat, and then sometimes dairy, depending on the family. Some people cannot handle dairy very well. And you wouldn't know that you have this sensitivity. I would always say, give yourself a month to 6 weeks, stop eating it, and then start to introduce it. And you will see that your body will react to it and tell you that you're really sensitive to it. And the last thing is start to introduce vegetables a little bit at a time. I know it's very challenging for us because the way that we were brought up, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. And now I always say that I could eat a bowl of salad and say this tastes good. It did not taste good 2 years ago to me. But once you start to eat it, the bacteria in your stomach will change. And they are the ones that control your taste buds. Yeah, they are. So once the ecology changes in your stomach and the good guys take over, they're going to tell you what to eat. Because when you start to eat healthy, on days you haven't eaten any greens, that day you start to think about it. No, I haven't eaten any green today. And then you will do it a little bit at a time. So I always say, what vegetable do you like? Cabbage? That's fine. You can eat cabbage every day. You know what I mean? People are so worried, oh, I can't eat broccoli. Don't worry about what you cannot eat.
Right.
Just worry about what you could eat. Do you like smoothies? Instead of doing fruit smoothie, do vegetable smoothies. That is also a way of eating your vegetables. So just a little bit at a time, little bit at a time. I always say, I don't come saying, oh, you got to do this. No, a little bit at a time, ease yourself into it because this is a way of life, you know.
Anything out of this, I took that you start removing sugar. You start beware of your starch. That one I won't go there because it will be I'll have to come in gradually.
That is okay.
So,
take your time.
Take the sugar out or the sweets, the drinks out, and start drinking water only. And then introduce greens, vegetables and salads. And you don't have to start big. You can start. The difficult part in anything for me is starting. So for me, if I start something, I'm on a path of success. So in this new year, don't worry about it. You and your fiancé, you and your husband or your wife, just start. It's good to be healthy. It's good to be healthy. Thank you so much, Lady Salomey. I'm not sure. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lady Salomey, for joining us and for giving us tips for our couples in the new year as part of our New Year resolution, even as singles and, couples, what we can do to lose weight and to stay healthy. What would be your last words for us?
Beat yourself up. Don't feel guilty. If you fall down, pick yourself up and continue again. And I know with that, you'll be able to do it.
Thank you so much. Please follow Lady Salomey at EZRA Wellness. The link is up there. The link is below. Find it on the screen somewhere. I'm going to make sure that I leave it in the down below so you can find it. But please follow her. She has amazing tips on different things, different foods that she makes that you can follow to, as an example. And if you follow her along the year, she will be able to motivate you at least twice a month. I know that, at least twice a month. If not, once every week, you will get something from her channel. So please be sure to check her channel out and subscribe, like her videos, and send her questions. She's very responsive and she will make sure that you're taken care of, and she will be your, guiding angel in the new year. Thank you.